friends, this is Manni, and remember when I told you about the mute battleship on the live server and how it's going to ruin the entire game? Well, here's me fighting two titans using one well-placed mute battleship hit. 11 seconds actually of blinding, EMP, and 5 seconds of lockdown as well with the lockdown blast cannon. So these guys, both of them, were never actually able to even use one of their abilities, and guess what? My battleship is ready again. Great job! So this is the new EIFFEL Titan, ladies and gentlemen. With this particular setup, Pixonic, you see, has changed the EIFFEL now. It's actually finally breaking the game how it's supposed to. You see right here, it gets 550,000 health when he uses the ability every 12 seconds now. 550,000 health. Yeah, apparently giving it 250,000 health every couple of seconds wasn't good enough. Now the Titan is getting 550,000. So basically every time you use the ability. By the way, very interesting, later in this video I'm going to show you how I encountered a cheater who did not make himself invincible, but instead set my weapon damage on this Titan to 0. So I was firing at him for a long time and I would just do no damage at all, because that's what he made me do. It's crazy. 3 heavy weapons, 2 light weapons, if we want to call it light, for the Titan here. And now also finally with Fulgur and Tonans, let's destroy that test server a little bit. So this guy already came towards me. Somehow he decided that this Titan is what he wants to take on. That's fine. Waste your entire flight ability and shoot into the wall, friend. That's fine by me. And I'm gonna just fly over here, and once you finally touch the ground, lose that shield, pop! There you go, because last stand doesn't work against 3 maxed alpha weapons, right? So we're landing, and the mute battleship is ready, of course, which I'm gonna be using in just a moment to disable this guy here. Okay, let's do it. There we go, he's now disabled. EMP blind, blah blah blah, and also killing him through his last stand, which somehow didn't work. Interesting. Huh. I expected him to die there. Okay. Plop, there goes this guy. See, and now we have lost a little bit of health, but so far we haven't really gotten shot. But let's have a look at the, once we've really taken some damage and we use the ability, we'll top off our health and get a ridiculous health boost. And now every time we use the ability, you see we're running with 1.15 million HP. So during this ability flight, which the EIFFEL Titan gets every few seconds, he's basically almost impossible to get killed easily, because he just has too much health. If 2 or 3 Titans are focusing him, sure, you can drop him pretty quickly, but if you just got one guy shooting that Titan, chances are you're never actually going to be able to kill it, because it just has so much ridiculous amount of extra health. Of course, an exception to this is the new Subduer weapon that just deals so much ridiculous damage that even a Titan, which we are right now, with ridiculous resistances, look at my health at the top left. 4 times Subduer from the behemoth, and I'm basically more than halfway destroyed. This is something you should never see coming from a regular robot. It should be impossible that a regular robot has this much damage output. On the Titan, on the other hand, should, of course. Because that's what they do, right? They do a tremendous amount of damage, and they shield break, no, they resistance break you. So that was a well-timed Titan spawn right in front of my face. Couldn't really do much about it. But let's hop into the second, or the next part. And this is the one where we encounter the cheater that sets my damage to 0 somehow. And it's also the one where I use the mute battleship to ruin these 2 Titans. And leaving them completely chanceless, which should never be a possibility. But yeah, you'll see it happen any moment now. I'm charging up my mute battleship there, and once it happens and it's filled, that's basically the time when they spawn in. First, we're gonna kill 1 or 2 things here with the flying. Got myself a counter suppression from the drone. This is a crisis robot. Thankfully, I was able to drop it because I have the quantum sensor. Can't really play this test server without it. You need the ability to quantum radar all those crisis robots. And now the battleship is almost charged. And you need to know, there's an 11, not 10, it's 11 seconds of blinding and EMP coming from this battleship, and here he goes. So, first salvo, they're EMP'd now, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and dead. 11 seconds of complete disable of their Titans, and not just one player, both of them at the same time. Everybody who's close to that area gets affected. Is that really okay? My Titan is, my Battleship is filled again now. I can use it again to do that once more. I said this before and I'm saying it again. If this is now the new normal, the meta in which you're going to be stationary, completely disabled, EMP'd, blinded and locked for like 11 seconds, and that happening constantly because the immunities you get to these effects is so short that it just can happen again right after, pretty much. That's not fun. That's not an environment I want to be in, because it's not fun to play like this. And number one priority should always be to keep the game fun. But, you know, of course it's not. The number one priority is to rake in as much money as humanly possible with this game. And if it's possible to keep some of the fun in the game while doing so, then they're gonna do that, right? But if not, well, it's not too bad. It's not so bad. And the sad thing is that Pixonic really has a huge amount of very talented people working for them and doing an amazing job. Just look at these robots. Look at the weapons, the visual effects, the sound effects. All of that, it feels amazing. The maps are really interesting, although, of course, we could have some more of them. And we always wish there would be a little bit more new maps. But what we've got in the game and what we're getting constantly when it comes to the game design point of view is really amazing. And they're doing a great job, these people. And they're showing up for work every day to deliver their A-game on giving us some amazing things in War Robots. And they're doing this so well that it's really fun to play these machines. I mean, just look at it. We're still here playing this game after so many years, right? I mean, this has to mean something. But unfortunately, all this, and that's the sad thing, doesn't really matter if the marketing team is the one who always has to say about the direction of the game, where it's headed. To the point where the designer who came up, or the people who came up with the Newton, I'm pretty sure their idea was not to make the Newton so that it will ruin the entire gameplay for on War Robots. But, well, that's what the balancing needed to be in the end in order to sell these Newtons, and it's just really sad. Also, one thing I often hear or read in the comments, and this is really amazing. You tell me this, guys. And by the way, this is the cheater here, not this guy, the other one, the Fenrir. This is the one who sets my damage to 0. Just eyeball that, see what's going on. Every time I fire at him, there's nothing going on. I can't even drop his shields. Other people can deal damage to him. I can't. It's just like nothing. When I fire at him with all my firepower, it doesn't matter. He simply set my damage output to 0. Or to almost 0. Sometimes it seems like I do a little bit, and he immediately heals it all back to 100% somehow. And gray damage shouldn't supposedly isn't the thing here. And the next thing is that the next shot will do nothing to him. However, other players can seemingly do damage to him reliably. It is very awkward. And this is going to take a long time. Let's accelerate this gameplay by 250% and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, if you had any doubts, then the next couple of seconds in which I'm going to start accelerating this will get all those doubts away. And while we're seeing this, what I was going to say before is where you tell me, guys, that when you watch my videos, you feel like, oh man, now I want to log in and play too. And you know, this is such an awesome compliment for you guys to make me, because I feel the same way. When I watch a video of mine too, and I see myself, like, I don't know, recording, playing something in that video, and I had a good time, I also feel like, I need to log in. I want to play that. I want to play that robot again, or make a variation, a different version, try this or that. And it's awesome, and that also shows how addictive and how well made the game is in many aspects, right? I'm saying this casually while we're just, you know, having this cheater there in front of us. Unless there is a bug in the test server that I did not know about. I mean, it's a test server, and it could be that this is also some kind of bug, but it seems to me that it's not. Like, suddenly he takes damage as if he dropped his invincibility suddenly. I don't know. But yeah, so if the interests of the marketing team could sometimes just take the second priority, then I think we would have a great game here. But yeah, so What do you think about the new EIFFEL Titan, ladies and gentlemen? Tell me in the comment section, because it's a new, different version that we never saw before. It has changed completely its balancing. And of course, with these weapons, Fulgur-Tonans, anything gets just one-tapped in the game. Literally anything can be one-shotted. That's an Orokochi, and he was down... No, wait a minute, that's a Curie robot, sorry, my bad. It's a Curie robot, and he was down to 5% health. Suddenly, Pop, he was back to 100%, because I think he also gains that health boost, right? When he uses the ability. And similar to the EIFFEL Titan. But yeah, most things will just get one-tapped by this Titan, and that is really crazy. And of course, you can then get your health back. So it's a new version of this Titan that we haven't seen before, because you get 550,000 health boosted up. And see down, I was at 340, and I activate the ability. I was at 300 something thousand when I started the ability. Now I'm at 1 million because I got the extra. And that will stay with me until I touch the ground. And once I touch the ground, now I am at 500 something thousand. So I seem to have kept some of the health that I got as a bonus from starting up. By the way, first crisis died, second crisis died. Thanks, Quantum Sensors. But at the same time, you know, you don't always keep all the health, but sometimes you keep all the health. And then the question is, how does it go with the gray HP? So you can't regenerate past the gray HP that holds you back. Here, next crisis, plop. Oh man, those crises. I'm glad I have the double quantum sensor, man. Without that, it would be not possible to play. Alrighty. So, somebody's shooting hurricanes at me from far away. But that's okay, because they don't really do a lot of damage against Titans. And I blinded him, so he fired and sent his shots past. It was fun too. Unfortunately, I can't get him in range. He's like behind the wall. But what's happening next? Come on, guys, show yourselves. Yeah, I remember when I played this. There was an EIFFEL Titan that's going to spawn right in front of us now, and I'm going to shoot him. I'm going to try and basically like corner shoot him, firing over the building. Only with the alpha weapon though. The betas are hitting the wall, and then he comes close to me, but messes up his shot because he's over me, and I'm shooting him perfectly. They're taking all those 800, 700,000 damage into him that I can do in perfect one hit. But then I land and I get hit a little bit more, and unfortunately this is the end of this particular match. I wish I could have done a little more, because it's just 2 seconds and I would have gotten another 550,000 HP. But I didn't get to click that ability anymore. I needed 1 more second for that. Alright, on Moon now. This is a great map too. By the way, again, if you enjoy this compilation and the action focus, then consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the notification bell if you haven't done that yet, because that is what you get in every video on the channel. I'll never bore you with any walking stuff where nothing happens and no action. No, I cut right back to the next action sequence. That makes it a lot more work to make these videos, but at the same time, I think it's also worth it for you and more fun to watch. So, although I also sometimes see a comment of somebody saying, hey Manny, could you just play 2 matches all the way from the beginning till the end? I guess you can never please 100% of all the players. There's always also someone who likes the other way a little more. But I think overall this is what people prefer to see. Because, you know, how the viewers are on YouTube, they have no time. There's such an overwhelming amount of content to be consumed on YouTube, so you have to make sure the ones you provide, if you are a content creator, is worth the time of your viewer to watch it. Look at this luchador. Zang! 1 freaking hit, and he was gone. Now, I got hit by the enemy EIFFEL, and I quickly triggered my landing manually, because I knew his next shot would kill me, right? He was allowed to fire first. So he would have fired the second salvo also first. That means I would have died right there. And I realized that very quickly, and I manually triggered my landing to make sure I do not stay exposed for any more than I already was. So we're landing now on the ground. Enemy Ao Ming is... Oh no, he's not shooting us. Okay. Thought the enemy Yao Ming was shooting us here with his Ulava and Kisten. So here comes the fire from him. Boom! That was a lot of damage I took, and I even lost a weapon, but pop, I got back to 640,000, basically the full health afterwards. But then the game ended. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Tell me what you think about the new version of the EIFFEL. Is it breaking the game now? I think 550,000 every few seconds is too much HP, simply given for free. And then even if you, and then often you seem to be able to keep that even after you land. It seems crazy to me. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Catch you in the next one. Manni signing off, and bye-bye.